looking to provide early morning jitney service so that we will be able to get people to the 5:01 and 5:45 train, which will be important. And I'm sorry, 5:04 and 5:49. Those will be the direct trains to New York. We're looking to start the jitney runs starting at 4:45 a.m. We figure we're going to start it, see if there's interest in continuing it. We do. Have you heard about the drivers? We are checking with. Have we checked with the drivers? We'll know tomorrow when we have our meeting, but you haven't heard anything.
Not yet.
Okay. So we're dependent on having drivers. We need 4 drivers to be able to start working at 4:45. And
We had 5.
yeah.
Make that 4.
So that's our plan, is to get people as early to the train as possible. The rest of the morning schedule is going to be tweaked. The trains going to Hoboken, the express trains, if you will, those are trains that have maybe 1 or 2 stops at most between here and Hoboken. They're leaving just about the same times as the New York express trains. So our jitney will not have to be tweaked that much, a little bit here and there. In the evening, we'll have to do a little more revision because the trains are going to be coming right after one another. And it does take roughly a half hour to complete the route, to get people from the train station to the furthest point and then get back. It's about somewhere in the vicinity of 26 minutes. So it takes a little time to do that. So we'll work this out as we go forward. We're also looking to hire a 5th driver and utilize our new jitney that is mothballed right now, anticipating a new route for 2018. And that will take people from the Maplewood train station to the South Orange train station if they're interested in taking the bus. We think we can do roughly 3 round trips in an hour. That jitney will be where the Valley National Bank is in the village. And anybody coming will be able to get off the other jitneys, go underneath the underpass, and get onto the jitney and go to South Orange if they prefer to do that. And that will be, we don't know the hours yet of the bus, roughly 7 to 9. So that will be in that 2-hour period. We'll get, the jitney can seat 40, and so we might end up moving a couple of hundred people. So, additionally, the police are going to issue an order that the existing commuter parking permit streets, which now have a limitation of not parking earlier than 6 a.m., that will be lifted to about 4:45. So no one will get a ticket if they start parking there. And spoke to Sarah Lester at the library. The library is going to be making workspace, meeting space available on a reservation basis. They have that now, but they'll be doing more of that at both buildings. If need be, we will open earlier than 10 o'clock to allow people to go in if they have business meetings or even video conferencing if they want to do that there. So we'll be able to do that. And lastly, two things. Today we publicized our letter, take the letter to the teacher letter. This essentially tells employers in New York City what's going on. And it was interesting because some of the reaction was everything from their bosses laughing at them for this letter to people saying that their employers had no idea this was occurring. So if anything, they can use this letter. I mean, honestly, New Jersey Transit gives letters out when there have been these mass delays. So this is a proactive approach. We sent the letter to South Orange. They will be doing a similar letter and getting it out for their residents. So I want to thank everybody for their input on the letter. And lastly, on the bus service, we were unable to get transit to provide buses to New York from Maplewood. It has to do with, we don't have a bus now from our train station, whereas South Orange does. So that's the reason it's in South Orange. But I was contacted by Skedaddle. That's the bus that is a private bus system. They would be willing to come into Maplewood on a private venture. It's all done on a demand basis. For those of you who may have taken one of their buses to the March on Washington, that's how you did it. You signed up, and the earlier you sign up, the fare is cheaper. The later you sign up, it becomes more expensive. So they're interested in trying to see if we can create a bus service for anyone. It would be at a premium. You would not be able to use your tickets, your New Jersey Transit tickets. The only thing they would need from us is just letting people know it exists and letting them have a boarding and departure spot. They will actually take people into New York and drop them off at Penn Station on the bus. And they will do all this without having to go through any regulatory process on the New York side, because they will be idling for less than 15 minutes on the New York side. So they can pull to the curb and let people off.
Mayor, do you have any idea how much those?
They were not able to tell me. Yeah, I don't think it'll be cheap.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be cheap, but it will be a guaranteed ride there and back. So,
Mr. Mayor, I know that some residents had reached out to me and said they were interested in this, so I'm glad that we've had that conversation. And so if we can get the information disseminated to those particular residents.
so I think, do you think we should, so you think we should pursue this? I'm not sure it would hurt, because if they don't get enough people, it just won't be done. It's sort of a market-driven, it's not what we wanted, because we really wanted to get transit to provide the buses, but there may be people willing to pay for the, peace of mind of getting to New York and back. So if you think we should pursue it, I will let them know that, and I'll talk to the police about it.
Is there any obligation or risk on our part?
There's not. The only thing we would do is just promote it along with everything else.
Yeah, as an option.
Yeah,
And discuss the place.
yeah, provide them with a safe place to drop off.
Away from maybe even town hall, somewhere not to congest the station.
Yeah, I think we would ask we'll get some guidance from the captain on that. And just one other, some of the private entities in town or in South Orange, like Work and Play, they've also said that they were willing to work with residents too. So I don't, we're not in a position to advertise for private entities, but I do think this is an extraordinary situation. And if people don't know about Work and Play, and there may be others that are out there.
Is there a way we could just sort of make a place for a clearinghouse of all of these different entities where
We
they
could do
go
that.
onto the website and these are the ones, these are where they come, this is what they cost?
Yeah.
At least
Could do that.
at least it's one specific place where
Yep.
they can go.
Yep, we could do that on our
Mr.
website.
Mayor, one other question. A lot of residents, or at least a number of residents who talk to me, seem confused about, when they buy their weekly and monthly passes. Are they, there's been talk of a discount, there's been talk of buying Hoboken as opposed to buying New York, but the Hoboken pass for July and August will still work to get to New York?
Yes. So
Okay.
this is how it will work. If yesterday was the first day you could start doing mail-ins. You should buy a Hoboken, monthly or weekly,
And that will be discounted?
and that will be discounted. Give you I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it's significantly, I think it's $91 for a Hoboken monthly.
Yeah.
You will be able to use that Hoboken pass from July 1st to July 10th to go directly into New York and come home from New York.
Okay.
And on July 10th, You'll be able to use that to go to Hoboken. You'll also be able to use that to go to, on those 3 New York trains in the morning. And on weekends, if you have a monthly and a weekly pass, you will be able to go into New York on the New York trains. If you go there with a daily pass on the weekends, you have to buy a New York Penn ticket. During the weekdays, if you buy a daily ticket, you buy a Hoboken ticket, not a New York ticket.
Okay.
And what we're urging people to do on weekdays, if you're a daily traveler, to buy a round trip, because the ferry dock and the path station, they do not have terminals to sell New Jersey Transit tickets.
Or people can download the app.
Or they can download the app and use the My Tickets on the app. Yeah.
Okay. And just to be clear, the Hoboken ticket then at Hoboken or at New York will be good for the path or the ferry?
And Hoboken will be good for the path, the ferry, or the 126 bus to the Port Authority.
Okay. And on the way back, it'll be good for the bus to Port Authority, the ferry, and the 33rd Street and Wall Street stations?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
We tried as best we could to get those other stations to be cross-honored, but they just would not agree. Path wouldn't agree, and Transit wouldn't agree. They couldn't find a way to do it, so.